you're pretty far into the game and you're now trying out Nightmare 4 of the guild boss, you're probably hitting a few brick walls, namely the second shield and then later the third shield. They are incredibly difficult to overcome, especially if you do not have a very ideal team. And if you look at the world rankings, you can see the ideal team includes a Pyros and a Zillitu, pretty much exclusively. Pyros, Zillitu. Twin Fiend instead of a Pyros, and then we have again a Zillitu with a Pyros, a Zillitu, a Pyros, a Zillitu, Twin Fiend, and a Zillitu, Twin Fiend, Zillitu, Pyros, Zillitu, Pyros, Zillitu. So eventually, when you get to this bracket, people are down under 10,000 blood, and that's because a lot of these guys won't have Pyros. For example, this team has a Zillitu but no Pyros or Twin Fiend, and that's kind of the cutoff. It's really hard to get, especially 12k, without a Pyros and or Zillitu. I personally think Pyros is more important than Zillitu, because a lot of people, as you can see, are using Setram and they are using Nocturne. These are both Infernal faction members and they both benefit a lot from having a Pyros on the team. So what do you do without having Pyros or without having Zillitu if you really want to get past the second or third shield in Nightmare 4? So I've developed a couple of cheesy strategies and I'm going to share them with you today. So this is my normal lineup that I would use if I'm really trying to kill the shield. Obviously you could only place 8 heroes, you can't place all 10. Estrid I have because she is awakening free. And if you check her skills out, her passive Crack, 40% chance applies a 30% defense reduction. It says lasting for 8 seconds. However, if you see Awaken Free bonus, Crack now permanently lowers the target's defense. So I place her, wait a few seconds for her to apply Crack, despawn her. So that's all her usefulness is. I have Volka, but I don't actually need Volka, so she's kind of not there either. I only need 4 to get Raph's full Nightmare bonus. His Faction Lord bonus of the attack speed per hero that gets placed down. I only need 4 Nightmare heroes. So these two in the end aren't used. And then I have Dolores covering almost everyone else in her healing range. Raph is the only person who sits outside of healing range. Again, because he's Awakening bonus. If we check out his Awakening 5 means that he heals 30% of the damage dealt by Heavy Blow, which is a massive amount. And my Raph is fairly well geared, so he's able to sustain himself all the way throughout Nightmare 4 without any heals on him whatsoever. So that's the lineup of my team. Most of my damage comes from Salazar, Setram, Arrogance, and Nocturne. Those are my main heavy hitters. And yeah, that's the general strategy. At the moment, I can't break the third shield. I don't have a Pyros or a Zillitu, so I'm lacking 2 of the most important heroes, but I do a pretty good job. I probably have the strongest team on the server that doesn't have a Pyros and that doesn't have a Zillitu. I'm doing pretty good despite not having those guys, but I can't break the third shield. I can get pretty close to it, but not quite close enough. So I've had to develop ways to ensure that I get over 12k blood, because if we have a look, the third reward is at 12k. 20k I don't think you can get without breaking the shield. So anyway, a bit of explanation at the front, but I'm going to show you some strategies I've adopted recently to help me to get past 12k. So the first one is a pretty simple one, is taking a Regulus. The unfortunate thing is Regulus isn't great to place down, and you do need a Volka, and you need a Volka Awakened 1. The reason for this is if your Volka is Awakened 1, reduces the revival time of all ally heroes by 25%, which is very important for the strategy I'm going to show you using Regulus as well. So I need both of these guys. I don't need to place them necessarily, but I need to place everyone else, and that means I can't fit either Estrid or my lower DPS heroes. I will show you how this strategy works. Very simply, Regulus can survive the boss due to his passive giving him an undying state. He can't go below 1 HP, going to do this once per battle. But aside from that, I'll run everything as normal. This is Nightmare 4, so I have to be a little bit conservative with my ultimates, but Salazar usually has enough time. See, Raph is just totally fine. The guy heals so much. So the boss's first shield comes up at 07, so I can ult a little bit prematurely. And ult this, and Salazar is coming back up any second now. It doesn't need it, but hey, let's get some more damage. So first shield easily down, that's all good. The strategy I'm going to do, I'm going to show you on the third shield, the one I can't break, but you can use this on any shield that you can't break. It's just to help you squeeze a bit of extra dragon blood. Alright, we're leading up to the next shield now. This is, I think it's around 248. I think the second shield hits. There we go. So now we can ult with a Nocturne, ult with this, and I need a bleed to come up. There we go. And just about broke that shield. It was a bit messier. I was a little bit late because I'm just speeding through this. But now we broke 2 shields. So now the problem is there is a third shield that I know I cannot break. So how do I handle that? I can't break it. I think it's around 1 minute 30. So I need to be a bit prepared for this. So I should really just be popping everything and getting my damage out, because I'm going to be not able to do any damage. So just quick point of clarification. while the boss's shield is up, you're not dealing any dragon blood. It doesn't count towards this. You need to break the shield to do damage. So if you're going to run these strategies I'm about to show you, you don't want to do damage during the shield that you can't break, because you're not going to get anything from it. So after this meteorite impact, he will cast his shield. And you can see I am just getting rid of everyone. And then I throw down my Regulus. And that's it. That's the strategy pretty much. And you can see the revive time it starts at about 40 seconds because I have the Volka benefit. And now I just wait it out. Regulus should be able to survive this. He's just freshly placed, so he still has his passive in effect. And there we go. Now I need to concern myself with keeping people alive. I don't want to wipe while I'm waiting for my respawns. So I've got 50 seconds and I think I can start placing people, yeah, with 49 seconds to go. So hopefully my healer gets up in time. There we go. Now I can start chucking down my real team. See if I can skip that damage. There we go. And Volka can drop out. So now I have 42 seconds extra of damage on the boss after the third shield has gone. So you can see I didn't make it to 12k. But hopefully I'm able to do that now that I've got this little bit of extra time to get me over to the third milestone reward for this boss. I'm going to save my ults until hopefully my Dolores is able to stay alive. I should have popped this a bit sooner though. And now 20 seconds to do 500 damage. Oh, there we go. Made it to 12k. So there we go. Managed to get the third reward from Guild Boss by using Volka and Regulus. And I'm going to pause it there because I don't want to use my attack just yet. I'm going to show you another strategy I've adopted which might be more in line. I think it's a stronger strategy overall. I much prefer it, but it's really janky, but I think it's quite fun. So anyway, that's this strategy. You need Volka, Awakening 1, which you get from Tide 105, and you need a Regulus, just a Regulus. Any plain old Regulus will do. And that's pretty much the strat. You can just despawn everyone just after the last meteor strike comes from the boss, because you want to get them up as soon as you can, and just have Regulus up throughout the shield. Remember, you can't do any dragon boss damage. You can't get any more dragon blood during the phase where the shield is up, so there's no point leaving DPS up. You want to get them back up as soon as possible. So I quite like the strategy. As you can see, it helps me get over the 12k threshold so that I can get free rewards from Nightmare 4. Use this on Nightmare 3 or wherever else you're stuck. And yeah, a solid little strategy there. Okay, so the next strategy. This other strategy I'm going to show you, I prefer, but it's not quite accessible to many people. So I take Estrid because the defense debuff is really potent. It helps me get a lot more damage out. And then now the question is, how do I keep everyone alive during this? That's the big thing, right? Everyone needs to survive the phase, or I need to survive as a whole. I need to not wipe. And if I don't have Volka, then my respawn time isn't good enough. Well, the trick is just don't let them die. Gwendolyn, guys, she's great. So I'll show you how this one works. Pretty self-explanatory if you know how Gwendolyn works. My Gwendolyn is Awaken 4. Awaken 3 certainly helps. I don't know if you need it. You could be able to do this without an Awakened Gwendolyn. So let me know. Give it a test yourself. So the placement for this strategy is a bit more fiddly. So Arrogance is going to go here. Salazar's going here because he's going to be doing weird stuff. We'll get Estrid down because I need her to defense break. Setram is the only person I can place here who can still hit the boss. Calypso can still hit the boss from here. Nocturne can still hit the boss. This one goes down. This one goes down. Defense break, please, Estrid. This is a bit slow, darling. There we go. Defense break. And now we can go to Abomination. And this is the placement for my heroes for this mission. This is how I am rolling. This is my current strategy that I use in Guild Boss. And now we just need to wait for the 7 seconds for the first shield to come up. I think we're close enough now, so I can start popping everything. First shield goes down, flying down, super easy. I like to wait a little bit with the ults just so I can get this one under Salazar on his second ultimate, just for the extra damage. And yeah, so pretty smooth sailing. It doesn't look too different. The placement's a bit funny this time, you may have noticed. But that is entirely because when I place down Gwendolyn, she is going to be smack bang in the middle of everyone here. I'm going to despawn my Wrath. I'm going to let my Abomination most likely die, just because there's a chance he gets saved. And yeah, we'll see how it goes, but I'll explain it when you see it landing. There's a bit of RNG to it, which makes it quite tricky, but it's quite a fun strategy, and it has worked for me yesterday. My auto run should work if this one doesn't, in case my timings are a bit off this time around. So everyone's just about hanging in there. I probably could do with upgrading my artifact on my Dolores. So I think after this one we have the second shield coming up. So I'm going to start popping my ultimates. Yeah, okay, cool. And it's going pretty well so far. This permanent defense break is really nice. You can see, killed it with quite a lot of space this time versus the last time. So I really rate using Estrid to get that defense down. Debuff on the boss, huge help. So now we're in the spooky territory of I need to keep everyone alive. And I need to not die to the third shield breaking. If I screw this up, everyone dies and I fail my run and I don't make it to 12k and it kind of sucks, right? So hopefully this goes well. I can usually get one extra ult off from Salazar in between the rounds. So I like to do that just so I can, you know, get some more blood out. It kind of sucks holding his ult all the time. So I like to use it as much as I can. However, for everyone else, they will be holding their ultimates. Not this one, it'll be the next meteor shower that he does. So he'll do a roar first. Everyone is quite wounded, as you can see, so this is not ideal. And then we have a meteor shower coming up pretty soon. So meteorite impact. And then Gwen goes down. And you may notice my Gwen, her ultimate is immediately available. It's because I'm using the legendary artifact that gives you starting rage. So that allows her to get hers up straight away. So now I have two tricky things I need to do. I need my Dolores to heal everyone up to max HP so that Gwendolyn heals herself with her ultimate. And then I need Salazar to stay alive. So I'm going to do something really janky now. This destructive spit is going to kill me. This shield is being cast. Salazar gets 2 seconds of invulnerability. And he survives. Voila! It worked. Now I can fire everything. Let's go, boys. My whole team is alive. The shield is gone. I missed one person, or one person died, one person was despawned. I don't have Volka, so unfortunately Raph is out for a while. That is not great. But, you know, it is what it is. I probably should have actually placed my... I missed something there. Estrid should have been placed up here, but my Estrid is not super strong, so it's not the biggest loss, but it is a loss of DPS, so that's unfortunate. But you can see we're doing pretty good. We've hit over 13k now. So I'm fond of this. This is my new dominant strategy that I've been using. Estrid goes down. Raph goes up. Ooh, okay. I'm going to risk holding onto Salazar's ult because I want to try to get another ult off from Dolores, stack them together, and see how high I can get. Come on, get this bleed up, get the bleed up, get the bleed up. Salazar. Why? Thank you. Let's go. Yes! 14k Dragon Blood. 14,000 without a Pyros and without a Zilla 2. That is my new strategy. That is how I do Guild Boss Nightmare 4. It is cheesy, it is janky, and those are both my favourite things. So, that's the video, guys. Just wanted to show you two little fun strategies you can use for Guild Boss to help you get through it and to get some more Dragon Blood out if you don't have an ideal team, or even if you do and you're just not quite strong enough at the moment to get through breaking the third or the second shield even. So that's my damage output. Salazar and Monster. Arrogance doing very good. Bear in mind, heroes like Arrogance and Raph tend to have very high damage on this because their ultimates just come up whenever they come up. They are auto-cast ultimates, so they're not saving their ultimates like someone like Salazar, Setram, Nocturne are for the shields. But yeah, that's it. Just wanted to show you my strategy, and hopefully that helps. If you have any other strategies or cheesy strategy suggestions and help for other players to help them get a bit further in Guild Boss, then do share it in the comments below, as it can be a big help to people. And you can see this chucks me down to position 11. And I am the only person up here who doesn't have a Pyros or a Zilla 2, so that's quite nice. Nearly budging into the top 10, but it is still midday when I'm recording this. It's my lunchtime, so fun strategy. Hope it helps, guys. Thanks for watching. Take care. Have a nice day, and bye-bye.